Hey, this is the girl on fire, Jessie Nolan, and you're listening to Wrestling with Entertainment.
Bringing you the latest exclusive breaking news, previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between on Saturdays, and interviewing your favorite wrestlers on Wednesday. Every both of those days on YouTube and Castbox. I am your host that fucked up the intro, James J. with Kaliko Yachts.
What up? Drink of the evening, Hennessy Black and Sprite.
Sweet. Mitch Mayhem.
Hey, what up, everybody?
And Scooter Dust.
I can assure you I am not two kids in a trench coat.
I had my doubts for a minute there. But it is a great
Little Rascal style.
It is a great day for wrestling. And last week we interviewed Jesse Rollins, who in maybe the next 5 years might be taking over the world.
Jesse Nolan.
Nolan, that's
No.
what I said.
Yes, Nolan.
Nolan.
You made it plural.
Okay, so I slithered my ass. Give me a break.
Yeah, that's the difference, you know. Is he Seth Rollins
He could
or
be.
Roland?
Roman Reign.
That's an
Yeah.
industry we're not getting involved with.
Next week on the show, we have Dio Ivory. I believe I pronounced that correctly.
I didn't hear any extra asses.
And that's definitely one of a very passionate interview with a great individual.
If
And
you were a '90s kid, that's an interview you're going to want to hear.
and full of 90s references as well. On February 3rd, we have Waves and Calls. It has Jalen Brendan and Trayvon Jordan. Our first ever tag team. That was a fun interview. And on February 10th, we have Billy Starks, who is plural and actually has a Z in her name.
Yes, Z as in double the flavor. I don't know.
I mean, it's Z with that's very 90s. I mean, Dudley
No,
Boys,
yeah.
Buddy Boys, Blondie.
Dudley Boys.
Yes.
Hardy Boys.
Z guys for all you Rock of Ages Broadway fans. I had to get that reference in.
I think that's only you, Scooter. I'm sorry.
Lost Boys.
Oh, can I help it if our listeners are uncultured? It's fine.
In the news this week, we talked about it last week as well. WrestleMania is going to be in Tampa this year, and it's going to be 2 nights again. You think this is just a Corona, we need to space things out thing, or do you think that they got a taste of the Wrestle Kingdom 2 night fever and is going with it? Scooter?
No, they are going by what the Super Bowl is doing. And they're gonna look to top it. They're gonna basically see what the Super Bowl is gonna do, and they're gonna try and find a way to condense it, but also increasing the number of people. The Super Bowl is going to have 22,000 people with, and they're literally, from what I'm understanding, is there's going to be literally 22,000 almost isolation pods, if not at least 10,000 minimum. 7,500
some time ago. You had mentioned that there would be like plexiglass pods.
Yeah, there would be like groups of pods, but now it's more or less confirmed that they're individual. And I mean, I use the term pod in a very loose way because, I mean, it ain't Google, they're not nap pods.
It's more like an elimination chamber pod.
Yeah, probably. I would think that, and with the top uncovered. But again, the WWE are looking at what the Super Bowl is doing in terms of their seating, and if they don't directly copy it, it will probably be somewhat similar. But they're going to try to increase capacity in some way.
Is the Super Bowl going to be the blueprint of how we're going to get fans into arenas normally again?
Yes, that is what the essentially the talk is around the water cooler for getting fans back into professional sports on a regular basis.
And what about you, Kaliko? What are your thoughts on 2 nights in Tampa with possibly 22,000 fans?
They're just trying to maximize it because it's just. I mean, you could tell they're maximizing the seats in the sense that this is 2 nights, but next year it's in Dallas, and in Dallas it's only like 1 night, and LA is 1 night. So the assumption is
As of right now.
Well, come on, man. They're not going to change it. It's already been booked. So, I mean, because if they were going to go 2 nights from here on out, Dallas would have been the perfect time to do 2 nights, especially with a 100,000 seat stadium. So they're going back to the old way that it's done next year. But I mean, this year it makes sense. Trying to make like people to seem like get as much as they can, especially from an economic standpoint. And maybe it'll help because some people will buy both nights, and some will buy 1 night, and some will buy the other. So just see how it goes.
Which is having some technical difficulties at the moment.
Oh, the other consideration is they're probably not going to be offering any sort of package in terms of, at least not for this year. But we may see that in Dallas, where a hotel and flight is included. But then there's no guarantee of non-exposure, so they might have to eliminate that purely so that they, in anticipation of not getting shut down.
What say you, Mitch? WrestleMania 2 nights in Tampa, possibly 23,000 fans.
Like if anyone goes back and watches or listens to a few of our older episodes, you'll know that I literally said I don't see how they're gonna do a WrestleMania with people unless they have a situation where like every 20 rows you have like windows or you have like dividers and like plexiglass. And I literally said like that's the only way I see it going forward. They're smart. They're doing it that way. Awesome.
And like Kaliko alluded to, they also announced that in 2022, AT&T Stadium in Texas will host WrestleMania 38, and in 2023 in Los Angeles they will host WrestleMania 39.
I'm sick of this California bias, man. We had WrestleMania and then they pushed it 2 years. Fuck.
Well, well, the thing about that is, I kind of prefer it to be 2 years
so it's not
away.
wasted. like with the pandemic and everything. So like the Southern California WrestleMania isn't like wasted, right?
I think
Is that what you're saying
James.
though?
I think James might be alluding more to weather in terms of when it's outside in a big stadium.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
what I'm trying to
let's
say
let James
is,
talk. Yeah.
no, what I'm saying is, obviously pandemic is in full swing in 2021. We have no idea what's going to happen in 2022. And
Especially in LA. Yeah.
2023, this might be something we might say, oh, you remember when coronavirus happened? We might actually have a full packed stadium in 2023 in Los Angeles.
No, that's not gonna happen, dude. But we're in a new normal. You'll see. But yeah.
I mean, it's 2 years away, 3 technically. Um,
I'm not
but
gonna get into Anyway.
but I think their goal is to have a packed Los Angeles stadium and break that AT&T stadium record in Los Angeles. That's just what I feel they're gonna do. But what
I
do you
mean,
say,
unless,
Mitch?
Go ahead. What were you gonna say, Scooter?
I'm just gonna say one line. Unless somebody calls in a bomb threat.
Shit.
Yeah.
I mean, with what's going on in the world, it wouldn't surprise me.
Because their history of promoting big WrestleManias in LA, and then ticket sales failing.
Well, that was because of the Olympics, dude. There's like, I mean, come on. there's reasons.
That was 91 though.
Oh, I thought that was during the LA Olympics. That wasn't?
No.
Oh, never mind.
It was supposed to be at the LA Olympic Arena.
Okay, yeah, WrestleMania. Okay, yeah.
But
so there's an event. What I'm getting at, I'm sorry, James, real quick. What I meant was it was impeding an event. That's what I meant. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
how do you feel about, usually it's year to year they announce WrestleMania. How do you feel about them announcing 3 years in a row?
Honest, I think it's like about fucking time that they start progressing in how they operate. They've needed to like get with the times and progress and like change how they operate for years now. I felt like they've been stuck in the past, and so finally they're good. This is good. You have a roadmap to where you know what you're looking at, or you know what's in front of you. Your workers know what's in front of you, and your fans know what's in front of you, and you all have a common, a goal to reach on the calendar. So,
What about you, Kaliko? What do you think about them announcing the next 3 WrestleManias in advance? I think we may have lost Kaliko.
It's technically the next 2, if you really want to.
Well, technically,
oh,
yeah.
who cares?
I mean, it's technically since we knew.
Well, since Kaliko's not here, do you want to kind of elaborate on that a little bit more?
Now, one of the the big mysticisms around WrestleMania, back before the days of the internet, was learning where WrestleMania next year at WrestleMania.
But things need to change sometimes. I'm just saying.
They do need to change. However, the WWE is a sports entertainment company, and honestly, I think this is a show of a bit of it's a bit of showing of how the professional the mainstream business of wrestling is failing. It seems a little bit of a desperate grab for attention, because because it's never happened, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just if circumstances were different, would this
Okay.
happen?
Let me be devil's advocate. You gotta put yourself in the understanding of the situation currently in our world. Pandemic just happened. People are weirded out. They have nothing to look forward to. Give them something to look forward to, and they're doing that with a few cities. I don't see a problem with it.
But it can't be guaranteed.
Why not?
Because California is currently in the purple in coronavirus cases.
I mean,
that's why they pushed it 2 years. Okay. Well, then I agree. Okay, if they can't lock it in, then I kind of agree with Scooter.
I mean, it's locked in terms of a business
Contractually,
standpoint.
yeah, okay.
But again, this is like
But it can be canceled if the pandemic continues, right?
You know, the Olympics, they vote like every 6 years for where they will do the next 18 years. I'm sorry, no, I take that back. Say for the next 16 years, for the next 4, maybe even 3 events. And that's spaced out every 4 years. So the next 12 years worth of Olympics. So it's almost like the WWE is trying to inflate its own ego by equating itself, oh, we're as important as the Olympics to do this, and I think that's why they did this to begin with.
Okay. Perception is reality in business, though. I think this is kind of smart by them because they're saying like, hey, remember we're the WWE, we're WWE Inc. We're like a big corporation here. Like we have we can do certain things and we're gonna do it, and then they have the ability to do something like this. I just don't see it.
And I can pinpoint the exact reason is that the WWE always used to follow the Super Bowl in terms of, the stadium.
Okay, but that's an old, antiquated model.
Wait, hold on. But now the WWE sees an opportunity to be the one that sets the stage for the Super Bowl.
Right, and that's a freaking 5-head move, in my opinion. They're trying to. Perception is reality to a lot of people. If they act like that, then people will come and give them their business. It's some weird mentality thing with psychology. I can't understand it, but I've seen it. So, like, if you act that way, you are perceived that way, and so I think it's not a horrible idea.
I think
that they're finally doing something like that. Yeah, they should have a long time ago. Sorry.
I think the term is for goalie delusion.
A what?
It says some scientific mumbo jumbo like that.
For goalie.
For goalie. For goalie.
Never heard of that.
It's something.
Hold on. Let me. Yeah.
You can't say wrestling with entertainment isn't educational, damn it.
I'm most likely wrong in thinking of the exact name for the term of what Mitch is describing, but
it's actually a disorder. But I get what you're saying. It's a delusional belief. Yes.
Next up on the news, Private Party made their Impact debut on Tuesday. They wrestled Chris Sabin and James Storm in a winning effort. We're going to talk about Impact a lot more in this coming episode, but Impact Wrestling against AEW wrestlers 0-2 on their own show. Is that really a good look for Impact Wrestling, Scooter?
I mean, one, I'm just happy to finally see James Storm involved in this. Um,
I
but
didn't hear what James said, so I just heard Scooter say James Storm. What did you say, James, real quick? I'm sorry.
J- uh, Private Party wrestled James Storm and Chris Sabin on Impact Wrestling.
So James Storm showed up on Impact.
No, Private Party showed up on Impact.
but
Has
you
Storm
said
been there? I'm asking you, like, I didn't know James Storm was there.
you just said he wrestled Chris Sabin and James Storm.
Yeah. So what about James Storm? Did he just now arrive in Impact? I keep calling that TNA.
That's what I was referring from James.
But
Okay, well, that's what I'm asking. I'm kind of confused now.
I think James Storm has done a couple shots with Impact as a
I didn't hear of that. That's news to me, man.
The rumor was he was going back, but
That's
there
news
was
to me.
a
Yeah.
possibility of him maybe returning to the WWE if
Did
possible. But
Did you
let me get
hear? Did you hear that James Storm gave an interview where he detailed he was supposed to go into WWE in March, right before the pandemic, or
Yeah.
February to March, right before the pandemic happened, and WWE called it off because of it.
Yeah, Chris Sabin and James Storm
Sabin?
and Chris.
Had to get you, sorry.
Well, I mean, 'cause, hey, no one tops Nick Saban.
Captain Stabbin.
Chris Sabin, James Storm, Private Party for winners earn an Impact
That's a
World
good-
Tag Team
that's-
title shot.
Real quick, that's a damn good. I didn't see Impact. I wish I had. Now that seems like a good match. Just like the
But-
people involved.
I mean, yeah, TNA is now 0-2
Impact.
Impact. God damn it. Impact.
See, it's not so easy, is it, dude?
Total nonstop idiocy.
There you go.
But now Private Party
Or
has a chance to
assholes.
become
Yeah.
Impact Tag Team Champions.
So this is what okay. Basically, this is best case scenario. I said Impact and AEW remind me a lot of each other. In my mind, I didn't think they would ever merge, but it feels like they're kind of merging.
Yeah, this is just if a merger doesn't happen by the end of the year.
I would be shocked. It looks like it. I don't know how you paint this as anything but a merger. Like when everyone is on each show,
which
and it's gonna just progress.
In a wrestling company, and I've talked about this before. The third year, is the really the make or break year.
Yeah.
And I mean, you look at Vince with WrestleMania 3. That was the one that really brought everything to the forefront.
WCW took them at least like 4 or 5 years, solid years, but yeah.
Well, WCW split from the NWA in their third year.
Oh,
so
okay.
This merger. This merger it's a trope essentially at this point.
But it's a trope that works for each because, like I said, if they can get that women's division on AEW's fucking set, dude.
That Impact would provide the women's division and the pay-per-view market.
Yeah, and then Kenny and all and Private Party and etc. helps Impact. Dude, this is a match made in heaven. I told you. This is exactly what AEW needed was help with the women's division and the other stuff you were talking about. I agree.
And if Tony Khan doesn't buy whatever what is it, Skyville Studios?
It's a Canadian group, isn't it?
It's
no,
Anthem.
Anthem. No, wait, he's talking about something else.
The studios in Nashville.
Oh,
he's talking about he's talking about the
where Impact airs out of. If Tony Khan doesn't end up buying it by the end of the year, I would be shocked.
Okay. I don't know what the studio you're referring to is called, but I would think that it's under Anthem control.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember the name of it.
Oh, well, I would. What I'm getting at is, I would think that if they were somehow to purchase Anthem, they would get the studio. But I don't know. I don't know the inner
No,
workings. So.
I don't think I don't think we'd purchase Anthem. I think he would just purchase the actual.
That would be a lot cheaper.
So, like,
I'm just saying I don't know if that's on the market.
Your thoughts on Private Party picking up a win on Impact Wrestlers?
Hey, real quick. Perfect placing for Private Party. Perfect. Impact is somewhere where they could have flourished had they not gone to AEW. Like, I really feel like it's a perfect fit for them to. What I'm saying is they're already a great tag team. They're just young. They need more. It's just repetition to get it as perfect as you can. And Impact's a great spot for that. I feel there's a lot of openings for people like them, or for talented acts like Private Party. So
And
I think it's a good fit.
Skyway Studios.
Okay.
Kalika,
That's where.
you want to weigh in on this if you're down? And I think we lost Kalika.
I think he's gonna take a rain check.
Well, yeah, he doesn't want to talk to us tonight, man.
How dare he?
Bro, he's a dad. It's all
Also
good. I don't trip.
Impact Wrestling TV, Ty Valkyrie was arrested in the investigation of who shot Johnny Bravo. She will
They
be
remember.
You made it sound like she was really arrested.
she will either be trialed in Florida or Stamford, Connecticut. More likely Connecticut.
Oh, shut up.
Well, I mean, and I believe her lawyer is Ethan Page.
Oh, well, Ethan Page is dead, so I mean,
I thought it was Brother Love.
we'll get that. We'll get to that later.
It's Ephraim Book. What's he doing here on NXT?
Okay.
It's a fun little situation, but it's a great way to write her off TV because she's leaving Impact Wrestling. She actually
Real quick.
signed an extension to finish that match with Deanna.
Real quick, I feel like Taya is one of the most undervalued women in women's wrestling. I really do. I think WWE would be stupid not to offer her a big contract. I think they're gonna.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask you. Do you see her going to WWE?
Absolutely. AEW, WWE, and I think if WWE's smart, they're gonna try to pitch a good deal. And AEW, I know AEW. She's got friends in AEW, so they're both gonna try to get her. Yeah.
Let me rephrase the question.
And her husband's in WWE.
Do you see her in NXT or on Raw or SmackDown?
She's not going to be propelled to the main roster just because her husband's Johnny, not Morris, or John. Yeah, you know what I mean. John Morrison.
Johnny something.
I almost said Johnny. Yeah, I almost said Johnny Impact. Yeah. But
same difference.
Go ahead. What, Scooter?
I see if they can get it, if they can work it out, a possible surprise Royal Rumble entry.
I don't know. Maybe if they have a 30-woman Royal Rumble, okay, because they would need some extra women.
It would be probably the best way to introduce her.
They had freaking Chelsea Green in it last year.
Yeah, I mean,
before she was on, like when she was an NXT person, yeah. So.
And having her as a surprise for a one in, have her do that and then go to NXT for a bit would probably be the best way if they can get it done. And you'll probably see her name on the list of 7 potential surprise entries.
Right now, I think besides Tessa Blanchard, the Tessa Blanchard situation's muddied with in real life situational problems, but
words.
Yeah, but Ty Valkyrie, she will definitely get a lot of attention from WWE and AEW, and she's been waiting, dude. She's been like marking her time, earning, biding her time in Impact and working it. Lucha Underground, So I think she's ready to take the next step.
It was also announced that Sting will be teaming with Darby Allin in a street fight against
This, yeah.
Brian
ahead, sir.
Cage and is it
It-
Ricky Starks, correct?
and,
What?
But just Team Taz in general.
I think it's Cage and Stark or Cage and Hobbs.
Well, whoever it is,
Wait, say that again.
if this isn't
The-
a cinematic match, it's a really bad idea.
It's
Right.
going to be a match.
Huh?
Quick, the pay-per-view matchup. You guys talking about the pay-per-view with Sting?
Yeah, it's
Okay, it's gonna be Sting and
gonna be-
Darby Allin versus Cage and Ricky Stark.
It's Ricky Starks. Okay. Yeah, it is cinematic. It is
Yeah, so
cinematic.
it has to be cinematic because Sting cannot take legitimate bumps.
It's already
They have to do it cinematically.
yeah. And in fact, I have it up right here. Sting's AEW in-ring debut will likely be a cinematic match
So they can protect him.
at Revolution.
Yeah.
Street fight. Cinematic match. Protect the 61-year-old Sting who has a bad neck with spinal friggin' stenosis.
Yep.
That's something I friggin' have. That's god awful. And I'm trying to get back in the friggin' ring, but I mean, this is also
If it's
at a
movie,
time.
if it's a movie set, then I'm sure that they'll well protect him. But
Yeah,
on like a 9-hour shoot. But yeah,
this is also at a time when AEW pushed his yeah, they did their worst pay-per-view buy for full year 2019, which was in February. Wait, no, never mind. I think I take that back. There's talk of moving the pay-per-view to the following weekend because they don't want to go up against Jake Paul versus Floyd Mayweather or whatever.
Oh God. See, how are we not living in hell with Jake Paul is on top of the world? What the fuck?
I don't even know who that is.
You don't need to. Good. You're lucky.
That is an interesting thing because last year Revolution was in January, and now they pushed it to February, I believe. But yeah, staying wrestling again in any capacity, not a good idea. Your thoughts, Kaliko? Crickets.
If Kliko's not here,
Crickets. Last thing on the.
if Kliko's not here, can I say something?
Sure.
Okay, so I brought this up earlier with James. I kind of had some self-reflection about just like things, just my thoughts in general, and I realized Darby Allin is literally like I'm taller than him. I'm almost 6 foot, but literally I might be even a little skinnier than him. So when I shit on him, I'm shitting on myself. So I'm like, I'm gonna stop underestimating him because I hated it when people did it to me. So
And one last thing before we move on. I think we're all forgetting how easy it is to dress up as Sting.
I did it for Halloween in 2012, I think. Yeah.
So I imagine something along with like mind games where there are multiple
Yeah.
Stings, that are not the actual Sting.
Oh God, that again? Here we go. Okay. I mean, I would like something new, but if they do it right, maybe it'll work. I don't know.
I mean, and one of them could be Darby. It's a very interesting psychological dynamic between Sting and Darby.
I kind of, like I said, like it made me realize, honestly, that Sting, when just how he interacted with Darby, it made me realize, wait a second, I'm literally doing the Darby Allin when I get mad at other people for doing to me. So I'm like, dude, I gotta stop looking at that like he has gotten here for a reason. Like, give it to him. So I'm gonna stop counting him out. I'm gonna stop. Yeah, I'm gonna give him a chance. We'll see.
Last on the news sheet, NBC Sports Network is supposedly closing at the end of the year.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, all media is dying. Let's go.
And that might not be a good thing for NXT because sports might make a comeback to the USA channel.
Yeah, NBC owns USA. Yes.
So, I mean, we're a long way off from that happening, but
Yeah.
you see NXT maybe moving to another day or just taking the hits when they need to be preempted. Scooter?
Well, first of all, yes, it is confirmed they are shutting down their NBC Sports Network cable station at the end of 2021, which means that hockey and NASCAR
Golf.
are coming
That's their
to
big one.
USA Network. They have a channel for golf.
Well, I mean, that was the big thing I knew NBC Sports about.
They
Okay.
actually air golf on the actual main channels.
I can't stand watching golf. I can't.
The main concern is Wednesday night hockey.
Right.
And I mean, I remember the times when Raw was preempted for a friggin' dog show.
Oh, I remember that shit. Westminster Kennel Club.
The Westminster Kennel Club dog show.
Yep.
And none of those dogs ever looked good anyway.
No, they did some stupid shit that like they pranced them around. It was just a whole ego boost. It was just one big ego flex.
I mean, there's a possibility of the WWE extending NXT to possibly a
That's
streaming issue.
where everything's going. Even
WWE Network, obviously.
Old media, like for an example, Conan O'Brien. He's retiring his show on TBS in 2021 to go into streaming. I think a lot of old media is gonna start transitioning into the new age. So it's just the beginning.
Will conclude our coverage of the news.
Oh, and one last thing. Whoever's out there listening, please raise a glass right now in memory of the late great Hank Aaron. Hank Aaron, fortunately, the home run king himself, probably the biggest sports star to come out of Atlanta, passed away at the age of 86.
Okay, I do not want to be. Okay, I don't even know if I want to say this. I'm gonna try to word this right. I did not know he was still alive. I thought maybe it was Lou Gehrig I'm getting him mixed up with. I don't know.
Well, Gary died a very long time ago. So.
That's what. Yeah, and I thought he was been gone for a while. Damn, I'm.
I mean, I thought Ed Asner died years ago, and I'm wondering how the hell is he appearing on
Oh no,
Cobra
I knew
Kai?
about Ed Asner being on. But I know what you. There are things like that where you think certain people, yeah, because you haven't heard from them forever, or you just, yeah, it's just memory is weird. I don't know.
And our thoughts and prayers go out to his family.
The thoughts and prayers, regardless of that, though, I apologize. Thoughts and prayers go out to the family of Hank Aaron. Absolutely, he was a legend. I didn't get to see him. I was not even a fetus yet. So yeah, but
And we're concluding the news as of now. And we are wrestling with Impact Wrestling Hard to Kill PPV. It was
they need to change. They need to change their pay-per-view names. I'm sorry, or some of them at least.
It was last Saturday, and I believe me and Kaliko were maybe the only two people on this podcast that saw it, but he is not currently with us. So we're gonna go through the matches anyway. The Decay, Rosemary and Crazy Steve defeated Tennille Dashwood and Caleb with a K. I'm liking what Rosemary and Crazy Steve is doing right now, but Kaliko would probably say that they're doing Tennille Dashwood dirty. Would he be correct in that statement, Scooter?
Yeah, I mean, you read every review of the match, and they say, yeah, it's pretty much every Tennille Dashwood Impact experience at this point. I mean, I do love the fact that Rosemary and Steve were introduced as the Decay. Nice little throwback there. At a time when Rosemary was doing her best work. But yeah, this match was more gimmick than match. Yeah.
On another note, they changed the commentators from Josh Matthews and uh, Madison Rain to Matt Stryker and D'Lo Brown.
Yeah, good shit. I'm sorry, Madison Rain didn't belong on that. I'm sorry, but she just wasn't an announcer.
Matt fucking Stryker.
Matt Stryker, you can say what you want. I know you got personal situations with him in the past, but he's good. He's really good announcer. He's
The
good
man,
announcer.
the man is a sleaze.
But he's a good announcer. You can't hate on talent, dude.
Oh, I absolutely can.
Okay, well, I don't have smoke tinted goggles on. I can see clearly. So
it's just those. He tried to fuck my fiance goggles.
Okay, well, maybe he's changed. You don't know, man. Fuck, people progress in life. Fuck.
I mean, I don't know. I saw a sore on the corner of
Oh
his lip.
my god, bro.
Moving on.
That's kind of funny. But
Violent by Design, Eric Young, Joe Doring, and Dito defeated Tommy Dreamer, Rhino, and Cousin Jake in an old school rules match. I mean, I don't remember who said it, but when Tommy Dreamer was in the match, he's probably losing. That was said last week. Yeah.
Real quick, I meant to. You kept on going. I was trying to finish. D'Lo Brown, I believe, never got. He never got. I think he's more of a technical commentator. The way I think it's a good fit. So I think this is a good move. So sorry, that's all. I was just trying to finish.
Well, it seemed like they were doing well on commentary at the beginning of it, but I don't know if I've ever heard this in commentary before. As the show progressed, it got worse. And I don't know.
Yeah, that's a little weird, but it's their first night. It's chemistry takes time. Rome wasn't built in a day, and I wasn't a big fan of Josh Matthews. So I think we'll see if after a month or two, it's still like this, then okay, we'll look at you might want to look into updating it if it doesn't work. But give it a little time first and see if it gels. If not, then okay.
I agree with that. Kill Hogan and Tasha Steelz defeated Jessica Havoc and Nevaeh to become the new Knockouts Tag Team Champions, winning that tournament. Kill Hogan and Tasha Steelz, the right team to win this match, Scooter?
Uh, one quick note about the previous thing. Eric Young's group is now known as Violent by Design, which is both a good thing and a bad thing because, well, it gives them an identity, but every time Eric Young's in a name stable, it spells doom.
What does he think? What does he think he's doing? Is he making a rock band? It sounds like a fucking punk rock band.
Hold on, and I'm connecting it to the Knockouts Tag Team title match because you remember who the last Knockouts Tag Champions were when they made themselves inactive?
No, who?
Eric Young and ODB.
Oh God,
Oh my
ODB.
God.
Isn't she on contract with NWA?
She's actually just signed back with Impact Wrestling.
Yeah.
She's coming
Yeah.
back.
Okay. I was gonna say that's another underrated female wrestler.
Oh, without a doubt.
Big time.
Probably. Yeah, I mean, I'm inherently against having a tag team championship for a division that barely has a singles championship.
Wait, say that again. What?
I can't inherently root for a tag team championship of a division that barely has a singles division.
Okay. I kind of see where
I mean, yeah, it's great and all, but I mean, we're gonna. Hopefully, we don't get repeat matches over and over again. Like, if women's tag team championships are going to, if they really want them to be a centerpiece, then I'm sorry that the women need their own show.
I mean, I think you can do a hybrid where one of the shows, like you can have like some of the middle card, lesser known female stars on the main show. Hear me out real quick, and then you can have you can have a main show where the women are highlighted in their main eventing, and you might have a few undercard or male matches, but it's mainly like the high profile female wrestlers. I think that would work.
But if they threw that,
they didn't used to do one night only female previews.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. Didn't they scrap the whole one night only format?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's right.
I mean, basically,
it didn't work.
I'm saying maybe we should do away with the gender restrictions of the tag team division.
You know what? I kind of agree with that. If it's don't even like Hornswoggle. Like you shouldn't limit anyone from going for the title. If they can pull it off, let them. Yeah, dude. Absolutely, I agree with that. Screw it. I kind of agree with that. Because then it opens things. It opens things up more to where. What if back in the day, before he became as big, big like he did? What if Christian, out of nowhere, when he was still in the Brood, won a big like the Intercontinental title, and then went on to become champion like that? I'm just saying. It would have changed his career. But yeah.
Somebody that is limited. Matt Cardona made his Impact debut, defeated Ace Austin.
Cardona.
Defeated Ace Austin by DQ. This is just kind of basically a filler segment, honestly.
Yeah, it wasn't even really a match.
Exactly.
I mean, yes, okay, Cardona is officially he said he's no longer all elite.
What does that mean?
I mean, I guess he's officially under contract with Impact.
Oh, in storyline, maybe, yeah.
I mean,
Dude, it's kayfabe. You know
Yeah,
it. Come
I
on.
mean, at this
Come
point,
on.
they're
Come on.
at this point, I think they're confusing themselves.
No, I think they're just using it to where they can confuse other people to blend the barrier between reality and
But then
kayfabe. Yeah, because hear me out.
person
Because
doesn't wanna
kayfabe is
watch.
basically diagnosed as dead. If you can do something like this to blur it again, that revives it, kind of
But-
in a different incarnation, but it revives it. I
But then
think that's kind of a smart
But
move.
it would make me like it would
For
make
people who like kayfabe, yeah.
I think that it would just anger people and just turn them like off.
Not
Like,
if it's done like MJF, where it's like believable, where it's not like out of the fucking some crazy bullshit like Ultimate Warrior and lasers being shot out of your eyes and shit like that. No, we're talking about like sleaze, normal of like things that can happen in real life. Like MJF, he pulls it off perfectly. I'm just saying, if it was done in mass scale like that, I think it could be like legible. It could. I think done correctly.
personally, I don't think Matt knows what he's doing. I think he's just going with the flow.
I think it's
I don't
just part of
necessarily
it.
knows what he knows what he wants at this point.
You know
Other
what?
than doing his podcast.
This is what I think. I think they probably heard from Tony or whatever that with this Impact situation, you can go over there and do whatever you like. This is your time. Like the grass is open. You have more possibilities than you ever had with basically a merge. They don't have to rely on just an AEW TV time. So I think this is not just this is not just some Matt Cardona, if he takes advantage of it properly, that could help him shine in progressing his career. I think it'd be perfect for Sean Spears. He needs that. I think he needs that better exposure too. So we'll see if they use it right.
Somebody that's getting exposure, but maybe not in the way he wants. Malik defeated Chris Bay and Rahit Raju to retain the X Division title.
Oh wow! I actually got that one match right. Holy crap!
Malik, of course, is TJP under his suicide alter ego.
Which is Relic, which is killer spelled backwards.
I honestly thought I was just going because it was TJ Perkins. I honestly thought maybe I thought he'd lose, honestly, after I heard everyone involved, but glad I stuck with it now.
Now, do you guys think that TJP as a whole not very charismatic, but when you give him a character like Manic, it makes him be more intriguing to fans, but maybe not necessarily the way he wants to be perceived on TV.
I mean,
honestly, go ahead. Sorry.
You could say he's charismatic.
Oh God, shut up.
That's for the night.
Anyway, fuck. Anyway, yeah. So I'll get back to it. I gotta recalculate my thoughts here. I got jumbled.
Next match.
TJ. We're going to the next match. Okay, never mind.
We talked a little bit about this before. Deonna Purrazzo defeated Taya Valkyrie to retain the Knockouts Women's Championship. Right call, I suppose. I mean, Taya's leaving.
Well, I was gonna respond about the TJP thing, but you didn't give me time. So anyway, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So the TJP situation. He's old head. Like, I don't see much of why there's not like a huge market for him anymore. So he's getting what he can. He's not charismatic at all, anyone can get by with a character if they have the right character. Anybody. I don't know if this is going to work for him or not. I haven't watched his matches, but we'll see.
I mean, it was the best match of the night.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Okay, you can't take that away from him. Man.
You know, you can't take that away from him. But also, TJP, from everything we've heard, he's also a bit pretentious.
Yeah, that I heard that was always the issue. Like it was never his talent's never the or in ring, prowess was never the
It's
issue. It was always
his,
like his attitude.
his attitude. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
He's cool.
Hey!
Look,
No, man.
finally!
Yeah, he's cool. That's a great time.
Hey man, when the pizza man's here and you got kids around,
Thank you.
yeah.
You don't have to explain to me, dude.
Did you not have money for the pizza guy again?
Yeah, man, you know.
Did your kid have to spot you again? No.
No, you know how you do. You deliver the pizza to an abandoned house, and then you got to do what you got to do.
Bow, chicka, wow, wow.
No, he didn't have sex with the pizza, Scooter. No, I'm joking.
Oh, the pizza guy.
I'm
Oh
joking. Never mind.
Pizza guy.
Oh my god.
Not to get, like,
Next matchup. This was the only prediction I had during our preview. So, Karate Man murdered Ethan Page. He pulled out his heart and went on his jolly way into that good night.
I have something to say about this.
Paige has been more than vocal about this, but
Yeah, I was literally just gonna say that. Never mind.
yeah, I mean, apparently this was
He's
all
upset.
like, yeah, this was all supposed to like literally like.
Oh.
He had some intention for it, and the Impact just instead chose to humiliate.
Editing. They made it look like a joke, and he had like some really cool ideas, but they wouldn't take it. Refused to take it serious. That's the gist of it. Yeah, the gist.
That being said, who do you think has the Lazarus pit for Ethan Page? NXT, AEW, WWE, maybe Ring of Honor?
I do not know. Like I said, I think maybe Ring of Honor.
NXT. He the word is he's
if I were go ahead, sorry.
The word is he just needs to put pen to paper.
If I was ROH, I would do everything I could to get Ethan Page. Like he could be main event for them easily.
What say you, Kaliko?
Oh, I guess another pizza man showed up.
No, not everybody. I was on mute.
Buddy.
I was on mute. Not everybody can make it to the top, so I think he'll probably work his way a couple months in NXT to get used to the thing, if that's the case, and then he'll go to the main roster. I think that would be a better fit or better transition.
Next matchup, Eddie Edwards defeated Sami Callihan in a barbed wire massacre match.
Wait, no. Barbed Wire Massacre 4.
Barbed Wire Massacre IV. It will be specific.
This is not a freaking porno, you guys. Stop numbering it. Jesus.
No, it's actually numbered. It's actually literally numbered.
Oh, well, okay, that's on creative, man.
Yeah, they actually called it Barbed Wire Massacre 4.
Okay, then they could be memed easily. That's all on them. That's on them.
I remember Sabu wrestled Abyss and Barbed Wire Massacre, but I don't remember the other two. But I remember that was a really good match.
I think Abyss was involved in one of them, right?
He was probably involved in all of them.
Yeah, he was always used for like the cage matches or anything hardcore. Yeah.
Barbed Wire Massacre 3 was LAX versus OVE.
Ooh, damn! That's Santana and Ortiz, right?
Yep. Wait.
Well, that would make sense because I
I
wasn't
don't
watching
think
wrestling
Ethan
back then.
Page. I don't think that the others were around when Homicide and Big Hernandez were active. But
Yeah, Santana and it was, it was Ortiz, Santana, and Homicide.
Oh, Homicide. Okay, he was still active. Okay, I know Homicide was still active late. And okay, I apologize. I'm sorry.
I mean, that was 2000. It was 2018. Barbed Wire Massacre 2 was Abyss versus Judas Messias or Messias, depending on how you pronounce it.
Mm,
And Judas Messias, Luchasaurus.
I think it's Messi.
Shit.
No, okay, no.
Yep.
I debunked that. No, it's not true.
Yes,
That's
it
not,
is.
Judas Messias is not the same person as. No, it's not. He had a name Judas, but he wasn't Judas Messias. I promise you. I'm not trying to like one up you.
Well-
You told me that one time, and so I went back and I Googled it. That's just not, I promise you. I compared it. It's not the same person. So I don't mean, like I said, I'm not trying to one up
This
you.
this was supposedly the final match between Sami Callihan and Eddie Edwards. First off, do you believe that to be true? And second of all, do you think this match delivered for a one last time match? Kalika?
Let's hope so. I mean, they've been at it for what, like 3 years? It feels like forever. Like it feels like that type of rivalry is like if WWE had did that where they just go back and forth for 3 years, we would have been like, yeah. So I mean, to me, they got to move on eventually.
Okay.
Yeah, I have it right here. It's
It's okay. Messias was Ricky Banderas.
Gilbert Cosme Ramirez is Judas Messias.
Ricky Banderas. He's the new Mil Muertes.
Yes.
And just made his MLW debut by defeating Brian Pillman Jr. James.
Yeah, I saw the. By the way, yeah, James showed me the what do you call it? The what is it? What are those
Cameo.
called? Cameos. Yeah, he showed
Yeah.
me the cameo. It was funny as hell.
Well,
But yeah, like I said, the only reason I brought that up, Scooter, is because I remember you bringing that up in the past, and I honestly thought because
Devlin.
Judas. Yeah, I thought so too. I really did.
Yeah, he was Judas Devlin.
I thought it too. So it's nothing to be ashamed of. Yeah.
and our main event of the evening, AEW World Champion Kenny Omega and the Impact Tag Team Champions, the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows, defeated Impact World Champion Rich Swann, self-proclaimed NXT World Champion Moose, and Chris Sabin. Kenny Omega pinned Rich Swann outright with the One-Winged Angel. I'm just kind of wondering why they made. I mean, this is supposed to be Impact's main guy, the figurehead of their company, and not only does they have him take the loss, but they had him take the loss cleanly. Is that a good look for Impact Wrestling, or do you think that's what maybe people come to expect when it comes to Impact?
It's a very interesting possibility. I mean, are we really definite that this is an AEW versus Impact war, or is it just Kenny Omega belt collector, essentially? Because if it's Kenny Omega belt collector, then it's not going to matter. Something else should have happened here. Something else really should have happened here. Something other than then the cleanest, the most clean finish since Starrcade '97. The first time. I
When Hogan
mean,
pinned Sting.
yes.
Yeah.
This was like you literally can't say anything else after Omega coming in like the asshole he is, and he's just run through your champion, who will most likely now go into future matches without confidence and will most likely end up losing said title sooner rather than later.
I got a real quick. I got a hot take on this. It doesn't please me to say this, but Kenny is becoming everything he used to bitch about. He is now impeding on other people. Like he's taking a big spot that's taking away from a lot of others. I'm just saying. Scooter brings up a good point. So
What about you, Khalid? Yeah.
I'm sorry, just one last point.
Yeah, no.
If anybody was paying attention to what Omega and the Good Brothers were wearing,
yep.
they were wearing their New Japan stuff.
Yep. Oh, I saw the clip.
New. I
Well,
don't believe I remember them wearing those specific outfits before.
I don't know if they wore. I don't know. I'd
So
have
it
to
was
go.
New Japan.
New Japan. Might have been like a reworked logo or something. I don't know. I'll look into it.
What say you, Kaliko?
Where to start? I told you Rich Swann was about to get booked. I told y'all that last week. I was like, I just saw it coming. I was just looking like, man, Rich Swann about to get booked. And yep, it sure did happen. It's a shame. It's a shame too, because he was the feel-good story. I ate one of the really good feel-good stories of 2020 as when it comes to wrestling. And it just seems like they just do a 180 with it. And if Mitch has a problem with Vince doing shit like this, I would think he would have a problem with Don Callis and them doing it like this, because it's fucking over one company who literally did everything the right way in the sense of making Rich Swann the champ. And the way that they built him up, just to like, because to me, I was like, oh yeah, he's about to lose. He's about to lose the belt. It's either he's going to lose to Moose or Kenny. But
you know what?
That's the setup.
I'll go one further. I think he's worse than Vince McMahon used to be. Vince McMahon didn't bring Hulk Hogan in. I mean, it's his manager. Like, you know what I mean? Or actually he did. So that's a bad way of saying it. But you know what I mean? Like, he brought the problem. He brought the wolf into the hen house. Okay, I think he's supposed to be their leader. Wouldn't you lose faith in him if your leader went and got a new quarterback? If you were the quarterback, you wouldn't have faith in him anymore? I don't think.
That's
just out of nowhere.
Tom Brady, we're looking at you.
Without merit, he was getting old. Brady was getting old. There's merit there.
That's true, but in a sense like this, Impact always had an issue with bringing in talent, and the moment they get in, they become Superman.
Or they think it does. It goes to their head, like Austin Aries.
I would say
they're Superman, and then
I think it means more along the lines of them coming in and automatically being a title contender.
Exactly.
Right, like Austin Aries, he came back and he was immediately put.
But it happened with Deanna, and it happened with Deanna. It happened with the Good Brothers. It happened with Eric Young. It happened. You see what I'm saying? You see the trend?
But real quick, I think Deanna's the only one that I think Deanna deserved it all with all the shit she had to go through and wait through. I think she deserved it. It was her time. But I agree with you with the others.
It's not necessarily who deserves what or when.
I'm just saying, the way Deanna was fucked around by every company.
Right.
I mean, she had so much talent. She should have been in the top 8 of any women's division, dude.
It's just the perception of
Is
what
reality.
Impact does.
Exact. That's what I'm saying.
So Impact Wrestling announced their next pay preview. It's titled Rebellion. It's coming up in April. Kenny, and now the logo of that paid preview has Kenny Omega's symbol, the Omega symbol inside a star. So do you see that possibly Kenny Omega wrestling with Swan in the main event of that paid preview, with Swan getting the win back on Omega? Or maybe I'm booking way too far into the future. Scooter?
Uh, hmm. Interesting. I'm gonna get a look at this logo. Yes, it's the Omega sign with the star, and yeah, and Rebellion. Have they said if this year's Rebellion is going to be 2 nights?
No,
No, I think it's only 1 night. Yeah. Um. It's. I think. Hopefully, this is going to be like the literal start of an uprising. Like, what if we're not looking at AEW versus Impact? What if we're looking at AEW and Impact versus the Bullet Club?
That's what I think we're looking at.
I think
Increasingly.
I think we're being misdirected in terms.
I mean, there's definitely going to be talent sharing on both shows. Like I said, it seems like a merge, but
and
yeah, I think the main storyline's going to go towards that.
Impact has had a relationship with New Japan in recent months.
I don't know how that's going so well right now, though.
Maybe not necessarily, an AEW and New Japan partnership. But, if it's under the roof of Impact Wrestling that has a joint relationship with both companies, it's kind of, one, it's kind of a loophole to get Impact, AEW, and Ring of Honor. No, Impact, okay, I'm getting tongue tied here. New Japan guys and AEW guys on the same show without them actually being one company or the other. You guys really, I'm following what I said?
No.
Let's say that again. I didn't hear that.
AEW and New Japan don't have a relationship. Their relationship goes through Impact Wrestling. So Impact having a relationship with both companies, you could have AEW wrestlers wrestle New Japan guys on Impact Wrestling TV.
Do you know the power dynamic that secret, like, privately gives Impact, or the people in charge of Impact? I'm just saying, that's a lot of power that they hold now. So, I mean, if they want to be dicks about it, like the old administration with Vince Russo, then it used to be. Right.
I mean, some might say that could be the reason why Impact has survived as long as it has.
True. Very true.
Mm-hmm.
So, could Impact Wrestling kind of be a mastermind here? That maybe
it could be. I mean, either way, I think it's win-win for Impact. I really do. Like, I don't see them having a downside in this at all. And besides the talent and the spots the talent had, and that's getting gobbled up by Kenny and the others. I feel bad about that. But aside from that, I think it's like to get their name out there, to get the more talent like flowing back and forth like a more pipeline of more talent. It's just I think it gets more eyes on Impact than were there before for sure.
I mean, look at it this way. We in these last couple of weeks, we've been talking a lot about
Right.
Impact Wrestling.
There's a reason
I
for
mean,
that.
we
Exactly.
did our first preview of an
You're
Impact
proving
Wrestling
that
pay
point.
preview.
Yep.
We usually do review the paid previews, but we kind of, get a little lighter when we go down the line. So, is Impact kind of sneaking their way into a bigger situation here of maybe getting on top of AEW, or they
Know about
just
that, but if Don Callis is playing it like an evil genius, I like
is it John
it could be
Callis or is it somebody else behind?
or it could be who's running who isn't it what's his name, the Canadian guy, I forget his name.
Scott D'Amore.
Scott D'Amore. Isn't it D'Amore?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Okay, so I think he's
yeah.
a pretty classy guy. I don't see him. I mean, maybe I don't know. I'm just saying compared to what Dixie used to do, he had to right the ship in terms of administration stuff and show that there was a new competent administration, and just for Impact to survive, let alone start to flourish like it is. So, I think he's done a great job so far. But is he gonna? Okay? So he's in. Either way, he's in a power position right now. If he wanted to be a dickhead, they could theoretically pull some shit like that. But you got to consider, especially with the friendships involved, that could destroy not just friendships, but friendships or alliances between federations if something funky goes on. I think they're playing it straightforward because they're friends, and I think they're just trying to help each other grow.
Scooter, you wanna closing statements?
No, that sums it up about. That sums it up for me.
Kaliko?
Nah, that's it.
Alright.
That
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take you off.
that was a good that was
Okay.
good. That was perfectly summed up.
Yeah. There's literally nothing else to follow up. That's
And if I could say just the last follow up, this is just the first draft of an AEW Impact relationship, and well, maybe we are saying, oh, what happened? The hell happened? Kenny pinned with Swan. We don't know where this is going. We need to find. We
Well,
need to go to the next page.
I mean, if something doesn't happen, we might
but
have.
the problem was that if it had been like Moose and Rich Swan beefing over who the fuck is gonna get to Kenny, I could see that point. But the just clean that's a problem.
Well, what I'm saying is, we don't know what the next chapter of this storyline is. So I'm sure when we get to it, we're going to say, aha.
I mean,
Hopefully.
pretty
Or
soon, if nothing happens, it's gonna be Impact Wrestling SVU.
This episode produced by Dick Wolf.
Dun dun.
Done. Oh, you stole my fucking joke. Yeah.
And that will conclude Impact Wrestling Hard to Kill pay-per-view review. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment both on YouTube and Castbox. Catch us this Wednesday as we interview Jesse Nolan. And you can always join the conversation on Twitter. The official handle of Wrestling Wit is Wrestling With E if you want to follow everything that's going on with Wrestling With Entertainment. You can also follow me at JamesJ993. Where can they find Kaliko?
I am Kaliko. You can find me making my case for Randy Orton and if PWI makes it, he should be the fucking wrestler of the year. But God knows it'll probably be like Kenny Omega or some shit.
Where can they find Mitch if Mitch Mayhem tweeted?
They can find me in the deepest recesses of your mind. No, they can find me at Mitch Mayhem X.
And where can they find Scooter Dust?
They can find me at, and also you can find me at. Oh wait, no. Find me on Twitter at ScoopDust, the UNB Network at UNB Wrestling.
For Coleco Yachts, Mitch Mayhem, Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.